there is a certain amount of danger in motor racing. Formula One is part of motor racing, you know. So anytime you go driving, testing or racing, you are exposed to some risks. There are calculated risks and there are unexpected situations that can happen. And you can be gone just in a fraction of a second. So you realize that you're nobody. Suddenly you're nobody, and your life can have an end sudden. This is part of your life, and you either face it in a professional, in a cool manner, or you just drop it, just leave it and don't do it anymore, really. And I happen to like too much what I do to just drop it. I can't drop it. It's part of my life. Racing, competing, is in my blood. It's part of me, it's part of my life. I've been doing it all my life. And it stands up before anything else.
O Ayrton, quando criança, sempre foi muitíssimo agitado. O tempo todo ele se mexia, estava fazendo coisas, correndo para lá, para cá, caía muito, machucava as pernas, estava sempre com um galo na cabeça. Minha mãe achava que ele tinha algum problema na cabeça, queria levá-lo ao médico para ver se realmente... Porque ele não parava nunca, ele estava sempre em movimento, sempre em movimento. Mas esse era a energia, né? Ele tinha muita energia para gastar. E, na verdade, depois disso tudo, ele canalizou para a corrida, né? Toda essa força, essa impulsividade, essa agressividade, ele canalizou para a corrida. Ao lado dessa faceta dele sempre agitada, movimentada e tal, ele era uma criança super carinhosa e tinha um coração de ouro. Tudo que ele tinha, ele dava. Corrente de ouro ele dava para a namorada. Ele fazia as coisas assim super de coração. Então eram dois lados que ele sempre apresentou durante a vida dele de pequeno. Ele sempre estava com um carrinho na mão, sempre brincando, ou sentado dentro de algum carro, de algum carrinho, ou com algum carrinho na mão. Então ele fazia o barulho do carro, a brecada do carro, então ele fazia para dizer que o carro estava saindo. Depois ele fazia assim para fazer que o carro estava parando. E quando ia comprar sapato para ele, na loja de sapatos, ele punha o sapato no pé, ele preferia geralmente botinhas. E ele saía correndo na loja e aí dava uma brecada. Aí dava uma brecadinha de lado, se brecava, ele gostava do sapato. Mãe, pode comprar esse sapato. Se não brecava, ele não queria levar o sapato de jeito nenhum.
O Ayrton era louco, a gente pegava um carrinho de rolemã, fazia de 3, 4 modelos de carrinho, tinha uma técnica aí de carrinho com uma roda, com 3 rodas, com 4 rodas, aí ficava um naquela esquina, lá embaixo a gente se trancava também e descia aqui até cansar, ficava dias e dias andando de carrinho de rolemã. Tava de bobeira à tarde e tal, não tinha o que fazer, carrinho de rolemã, tomava uns tombos, se estrupiava, batia lá, capotava e depois kart também, né?
O Ayrton morava nessa casa e desde os 4 anos o seu Milton, pai dele, deu um kart para ele com motorzinho de bomba d'água. E aqui ele montava, aqui ele ligava, andávamos nessa área, né, nessa praça, e numa época em que isso aqui era muito tranquilo, né? Eram 2 horas andando, 1 hora andando, e isso era uma constante. A personalidade dele era diferente. Eu acho que se alguém nasceu para fazer isso, era ele.
Chegava do colégio, começava a mexer em kart, ou então ia para Interlagos, que nem o Roberto falou, treinava, todo dia que treinava, direto. O cara ia para Interlagos direto. Aí treinava, chegava em casa, desmontava o kart inteirinho, limpava, polia, encerava, pintava, arrumava e ficava numa pecinha, às vezes 1, 2 horas. Eu não tinha paciência. Eu falava, você fica arrumando essa peça, daqui 1 hora eu volto. Porque ele ficava, às vezes, 2, 3 horas arrumando um negócio no freio lá para virar uma curva melhor ou colocar um plástico melhor, alguma coisa. Insistia mesmo até, talvez, achar a perfeição, né? Então, na minha opinião, tudo que fez o Ayrton ser o que ele é, era ele mesmo, como pessoa assim, ele sempre foi muito a fundo em tudo que ele quis, insistia, e lógico que gostava.
I have fantastic memories from it, very good times I had and throughout my experience with go-karts. Be here in Brazil or when I went to Europe or Japan, and basically the go-kart has been from 4 years old to 21. So most part of my life I've been racing go-karts. And it was through go-karts that I had the opportunity to become a professional racing driver and go through all the other formulas to eventually get to Formula One. And the experience I learned in go-kart still counts today in many different times when I'm driving my Formula One. And it's something that I keep still a great passion for it. Today I still play with go-karts. I have my own racing circuit in my farm in Brazil, very nice, 1,000 meters long, 8 meters wide. I play there with my young nephew and some friends, so I have only good memories from go-karts. They push very hard. They go pretty fast. They have also their engines really going well. They pull very strong. It's fun. I'm gonna try some other go-karts if I find a better one. When I was 8 or 9, I already had a proper go-kart, which was big for me. I was so small and light, so my go-kart was fast. I was so light compared to other people. And I used to run with other people, just playing at weekends. And we were outside São Paulo. Suddenly there were so many people playing there with go-karts that they decided to organize a small race. They asked my father if he would allow me to also participate, because I was 8 or 9. There were guys with 20, 25, 18. And my father was a bit scared, of course, and he eventually said okay. And the grid position was established by drawing a piece of paper inside the helmet. So they put all the numbers there, grid position, and because I was the little one, they told me, you take the first one to choose, take the number, and I took number 1. So I was on pole position. And that was really my first taste of competition. But it was only a game. And I remember I led 35 laps out of 40 because my go-kart was too fast for them. I was big advantage being light. And eventually the last 5 laps I was second or third. And the guy behind me, who was much faster than me on the corners, could not overtake me on the straight. Eventually he hit me from the back and I went off the circuit, and so I didn't finish, but it was good fun, good memories.
Quantas voltas foram?
Eu vou desclassificar o 34 e 45.
Por quê?
Excesso de
por irregularidade.
Tá. Aí, pra você. Valeu.
Aí, pessoal.
In what I've been doing, go-karts when I was very young, or then racing cars in Europe, then Formula One, the goal, the objective has been always one. You change the places and the people and the categories, but the main motivation has been always to be the first, to win, to be the fastest. It's the best motivation, if not the only one, the real motivation to do my profession, that keep you strong, keep you happy, because it's a big challenge. It is difficult, of course, so when you get it, it's an extraordinary feeling.
Quando ele mudou aqui, a gente não tinha mesa de ping-pong, nada, ele já tinha mesa de ping-pong. Então a gente ficava jogando ping-pong direto. E eu ganhava dele, muitas vezes, né? Não tinha jeito. Se ganhava dele, acabava o jogo e ele ficava treinando com todos os vizinhos aí, até chegar um ponto que ele jogava melhor que eu, e aí só ganhava de mim. Em tudo, quase, na minha vida, assim, tudo que eu participei com ele, eu perdia.
Any sportsman, or Formula One driver specifically, must have deep inside a very strong feeling about competition, because we get used with the system, with the attitude of competing and trying to win. So for instance, then you try to play ping pong, you try to win. Okay, in a different way, you enjoy it more, but it's competition, and the competition word or feeling is right inside of us, I think, and that makes difference.
passava, acontecia encrencas, né? Aliás, depois na Fórmula 1 ele foi chamado campeão das encrencas, porque onde ele aparecia ficava aquele tumulto, aquela coisa toda em volta. E de pequeno a mesma coisa. E muitas vezes ele arrumava briga fora da escola, na saída da escola, e eu ia lá tentar apartar a briga, defendê-lo, mas no fim eu apanhava junto, então eu desisti, deixei ele brincar e brigar sozinho.
Entramos a la carrera para ganar. No existía enemigo para él, ni concurrente. Entraba para ganar. Le decía, da una manera a ver si puede. No, para mí es primer lugar.
I remember after the race I won in Jesolo when I passed him on the last lap. The next day, on the Monday at the hotel, he was seriously pissed off. He was very, very unhappy. And I was playing around with my mechanic near the pool. And he just appeared out of nowhere and pushed me into the pool. And then he started smiling. It seemed to make him happy. I think all the good guys hate to be beaten. You can't be good unless it hurts to be beaten. So, but he had that as much, maybe more than most of us.
We had some very aggressive races. Alton Park, I remember well, when his car landed on top of mine and I couldn't get out of my car. We were both angry. Snetterton, he was very angry with me in Snetterton, my home track. We touched down the back straight. I was on pole, he was trying to pass me, and we touched and his car went into the air and it all got a bit out of control, but then we had to calm it down a little bit, and it ended up very close. When you're young and you're relatively inexperienced, you don't know what the limit is. We were both trying to find the limit at that time.
Senna, c'était un pilote. Plusieurs reprises, j'ai eu la possibilité de courir avec lui. C'était sympa, parce que déjà, pour commencer, il fallait absolument pas penser qu'il allait faire une erreur pour le passer. Et puis surtout, c'est pas un gars qui faisait une crasse, c'était bien, quoi. Donc on a des objets dangereux dans les mains. Moi, je me souviens aussi bien en Espagne, aussi bien à Phoenix qu'au Canada, d'être pratiquement assis avec lui dans la voiture parce qu'on était ponton contre ponton, mais sans aucun problème. Et bon, c'est sympa.
It was very exciting. It was enjoyable because I think it was a clean fight and exciting one, right on the limit. And in those situations is where I get my enjoyment from my profession. The fact that I am aggressive, I am very strong about my passion, my profession, brings me some difficulties from time to time. It's in my personality, first of all, and of course I have developed it throughout my life, and I have applied it in motor racing. So many times it's one of my qualities. Sometimes it has cost me a race or has cost me some good results, but this is my characteristic. This is my personality, and that's what I am. The main thing is to be yourself and not allow people to disturb you, to be different because they want you to be different. You gotta be yourself. Some people may like you, some people dislike you. You're just a human being, like everybody. You fail sometimes, you succeed some others. The main purpose is to succeed, of course, but many times it's through a mistake due to your own personality or your own character or interference that you get on the way that you learn. And the main thing is to make sure you learn through your mistakes and get better.
El estilo se va cumpliendo con el tiempo. Nadie nació sabiendo. Yo al principio, cuando yo corría, todo lo agarraba fuerte. Hasta me lastimaba las manos. Después comprendí que no era necesario. Con los dedos se manejaba mejor. Y que todo se va haciendo con el tiempo. Nadie nació sabiendo.
There is so much to learn and to do, I believe, that for me, the only way to be stronger and to be more self-confident that I'm doing really the maximum that I can do under those circumstances is by concentrating and trying to remember every single detail regarding that situation and to imagine any future problems and therefore get it as right as possible. And you develop it through the year, through the time you develop it.
I think the combination of his intelligence, his raw ability was one of the biggest things that impressed me, and his total ability to concentrate when he's in that car, whether it's testing, qualifying or racing. To me was like a mobile computer. He could recall test days, he could do this, and it really got me G'd up more to look into every fine detail, because I felt he was putting in 110%, and we were putting in 100%, so we went to 110% as well.
He was a young guy when he came to us, younger than most of our drivers had been, but with an amazing maturity and a very single-minded, very determined. Racing was his career and he was going to be the best. We'd obviously worked with a number of drivers over the years, and we expected Ayrton to come with us, albeit with a very high reputation, but we expected him to come to us as a relative newcomer and needing training, etc. And that just wasn't the case. I mean, the guy was technically superb from day one.
When I first came to Formula 1 in '84, I was starting. So I had so much to learn and to achieve that any good result was a progress, was a motivation. Then I changed to a bigger team, to Lotus, and I still went up and up and up. And I'm still doing it. So even when I have some problems, I look always to the next race. Because maybe one race I have no chance, but next one or the next 5 will be good against one bad one. So you got to try to make the numbers bigger and bigger.
His approach was basically to sit down with the engineers, confirm that things he was expecting to be done to the cars had been done, talking about the setup, He'd spend a lot of time on tires, because in those days there were choices of tires. He would work out a program in conjunction with the engineers and myself of what we wanted to try during practice, how we wanted to try it, when we wanted to run full tanks, how many laps we would do on this, that and the other. And then it would flow from there.
When I started with them, I didn't have the car, the tires were not flat, square. They were a bit round, so I was going like this, you know.
Ayrton s'intéressait énormément au moteur. Dès le début de sa coopération avec nous, il avait passé beaucoup de temps avec moi-même, avec Bruno Mauduit, pour comprendre comment fonctionnait ce moteur, pour comprendre quels étaient les paramètres importants qui régissaient le fonctionnement du moteur, les températures, les régimes, la pression de suralimentation, et comment ces paramètres interréagissaient les uns par rapport aux autres, ce qui est quand même quelque chose de difficile à comprendre. Mais il avait bien saisi. C'était un garçon qui comprenait facilement, qui avait des dialogues aisés, je dirais, avec les techniciens, avec les ingénieurs. Et il s'était tellement investi dans le développement de ce moteur que c'était un peu son moteur. Et pour nous, c'était fascinant, mais extrêmement productif.
At low rev, 9 to 10 or 10, yeah, 9 to 10 especially, I don't get the boost. Yeah.
Et ce qui nous a apporté, nous, à l'époque, c'était la façon de nous guider dans les développements à faire sur le moteur. C'est-à-dire que lui, il faisait des choix en nous disant ça c'est bien, ça c'est pas bien, et il faudrait plutôt travailler dans cette voie-là et pas dans cette voie-là. Et on s'est rendu compte qu'il ne s'est jamais trompé, il nous a toujours emmenés dans les bonnes directions en nous guidant parfaitement. Il était très porté sur les turbos et d'ailleurs elle était tellement porté dessus que moi je l'ai vérifié un par un et lui il était toujours derrière moi quand je l'ai vérifié. Il avait même un pied à coulisses des fois pour être sûr qu'on l'embrouille pas. Et bon, ça c'est son tempérament, je veux dire, il contrôle tout, il est sans arrêt derrière les gens, il essaye de comprendre en même temps, donc c'est pour ça qu'il essaye de tout contrôler avec toi, de tout comprendre. Je crois que le pire c'était de le rencontrer à l'hôtel le soir quand on rentrait à 11h et qu'on avait qu'une envie, c'est de se coucher et qu'on refaisait encore 2 séances d'essai dans un fauteuil en faisant 15 tours de circuit, quoi.
It's not fun after all. Together with the fun, you have to apply yourself. You have to put up with things that not always are very nice. But it's part of it. And I believe in the ability of focusing strongly in something, then you're able to extract even more out of it. It's been like this all my life. And it's been only a question of improving it and learning more and more, and there is almost no end. As you go through, you just keep finding more and more. It's very interesting, it's fascinating.
One of the things that was most awe-inspiring about him as a race driver was his ability somehow to detach his mind from the physical requirements of driving the car. And those physical requirements are very high. The G-loads, the physical strength involved in turning the wheel, the braking and so forth and so on. But somehow he managed to separate his mind from those actions with the result that his mind was fully functional even on a pole position lap. And he could come back and he could recall it in the most minute detail, and the engineers from Renault and subsequently Honda were absolutely aghast because what he told them was what the printout on the data logger was showing.
The car is an extension of you. It's an extension of your body because you are tight as part of it. And as more part of it you can be and you can feel, more sensitive you be to the actions and reactions of it, and therefore better you are going to exploit it. It's the body work that gets the airflow through and gets the aerodynamics to work well. Is the strength of the chassis that will save you from accidents. It's the power of the engine that will power you forward. It's the ability of the brakes to stop you. It's the suspension movements that are going to absorb the bumps and the vibrations of engine, road, tires. The tires are going to roll you forward smoothly. Will give you the grip to stop if you need to stop quick. Go forward if you need to go forward quickly. Turn quick. I could describe so many things about it, so many details, but you are part of it, and more you can be part of it, more you can be one unique thing, for sure better you do.
Son niveau d'exigence était tel qu'il attirait et drainait vers lui toutes les forces vives d'une équipe, qu'elles soient techniques ou autres, à l'intérieur. Et les ressources finalement d'une équipe comme Lotus, c'est pas très grande malgré tout à l'époque. Et la carrure du personnage, l'importance du personnage ont fait qu'il a pompé cette équipe, mais littéralement, il l'a vidée de ses forces.
It's because he's so hard on himself that it's easy to accept that he's hard on the team. But we have an environment in which everybody contributes. And what Ayrton is given the opportunity to do throughout the year and at critical milestones in the programs is to contribute. And nobody makes any demands. Everybody just contributes, pushes. We push on each other to improve the complete performance. The period in which Ayrton and Alan drove together was a challenge that I gladly accepted, because the benefits of having them together in the same team vastly outweighed the disadvantages.
McLaren est la seule équipe, je crois, à pouvoir se vanter d'avoir souvent eu deux numéros 1, à égalité de chance, aussi bien sur le plan du matériel que sur le plan psychologique, ça c'est très important. Et puis, bon, moi je vais l'aider à être bien dans sa peau, à s'intégrer à l'équipe. Il n'a jamais été avec un coéquipier qui aille vite. Et donc, bien entendu, il a l'avantage de l'âge, de la motivation peut-être. Et moi, de mon côté, j'ai l'expérience, j'ai le fait d'être très bien dans cette équipe. Et j'ai mon mot à dire, donc on va essayer de faire la meilleure équipe possible, de travailler le mieux possible pour avoir la meilleure voiture, et si on a la meilleure voiture et qu'on est devant, eh bien à ce moment-là on se battra sur le plan sportif l'un contre l'autre, peut-être pour gagner le championnat, c'est la seule chose que l'on peut espérer.
Everything is new to me, so I have to learn quite a bit technically and personally with everybody, every team member, but I'm finding well inside this environment.
When Ayrton first drove for McLaren, the biggest man at the time was Alain Prost. He was #1 in the sport, so for Ayrton he was the man that he wanted to emulate, and he eventually was the man that he wanted to beat. So finally he was driving the same car as Prost on the same team.
I think you should admire if somebody is doing something good, whether it's together with you or not. If you are able to admire, you probably will be able to improve and to learn from that and make yourself better. If you're not able to admire somebody doing something good because it's just competing with you, you'll be throwing away a possibility of improving yourself.
Il y a deux sortes de concurrents. Il y a l'adversaire, enfin, qui est dans une autre équipe, et il y a le coéquipier qui est aussi lui un concurrent. Et c'est souvent celui-là le plus redoutable, car c'est c'est l'étalon. C'est la seule manière de vous étalonner par rapport à un autre pilote, puisque c'est celui qui conduit la même voiture.
Ayrton Ayrton starting to get close to him, then he started to qualify quicker than Prost, and then he started fighting neck and neck. But it was a fantastic year. I think we really enjoyed very much that first year with both of them, because even I think the public themselves were not cheated. Okay, McLaren won everything, but they knew that they were going to watch the best two racing drivers in the world.
Ayrton has, for the first time in his career, the car able to be world champion, and he does not want to let his chance, going away. That's normal, and he's going to push hard.
What about you?
It's a little bit different.
So you're going to let it go?
I have a little bit more pressure than, you put me more pressure.
I missed one victory in my career. That 89 I won, and I was taken away. I was prevented to go to the podium when I was just about to go into it by Balestre, and I never forget that. And a result of that was the 99 championship, when we fought all the way, myself and Prost, and we came to the last race, and pole position was set in the wrong place. We agreed before starting qualifying that pole position would be on the outside with the officials. Then Balestre gave the order after qualifying to not change, and I was found myself in the wrong side on pole.
Notre guerre fratricide était un peu une guerre presque logique, normale, et qui nous a servi un petit peu à tous les deux, qui était dans le cadre du sport, qui dépassait un peu le cadre du sport de temps en temps, mais qui était en même temps tellement belle, tellement incroyable, que avant qu'on en trouve une comme ça, je crois que peut-être qu'on n'en trouvera peut-être plus jamais.
A special hello to our dear friend Alain in France. We all miss you, Alain.
When he joined us, we hoped he'd win the championship, but it was certainly not within the team by any means assumed that he would. It would be very difficult, and we were of Michael's potential in particular. The first three races, good qualifying performances, but in a difficult car, we'd be the first to admit that. And it was obvious, again, reminding myself of what Patrick told me, that he had a great head for racing and a very painstaking approach to his car.
Tous les espoirs étaient permis au début, puis un certain nombre de difficultés sur une voiture qui n'était pas celle qu'il espérait, que nous espérions tous, beaucoup plus, certainement avec un très fort potentiel, mais très difficile à mettre en œuvre, pas mise au point, et véritablement il y avait un travail de fond à faire, et je crois que Ayrton avait pris la mesure du travail qu'il y avait à faire, et qu'il savait ce qu'il y avait à faire.
We are all on the limit. The car is on the limit. The human being is on the limit. That's what is all about motor racing. That's what is all about Formula One. Athlete means in motor racing or football or tennis or any activity, always put himself under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, and leaves behind in life lots of things in favor of his passion. And you train your body to do what you want it to do, not what your body wants to do. So you put your body on the limit in many occasions, and you train your mind for the same thing, to do what you should do as a professional, as an athlete, as a sportsman, and not what your mind wants to do.
Em 84, nós tínhamos aqui garoto franzino, super dedicado, e onde tudo começou foi exatamente aqui. Ele fazendo aqui 10 voltas com muita dificuldade. E hoje a gente tem um atleta que percorre aqui 40, 50 voltas de uma maneira inaudita. É nesse lugar que ele alongava a parte das pernas, colocando para fazer o alongamento. Enfim, ele se soltava a musculatura para estar mais apto para o trabalho. Aí ele vinha nesse ponto, e nesse ponto aqui, ele iniciava o trabalho. Ele fazia 40, 50 voltas nesse circuito de 400 metros, e me impressionava que, muitas vezes, em 40 voltas, ele tinha 33 a 34 com o mesmo tempo no segundo. E eu anotava e não acreditava, porque era simplesmente fantástico o seu ritmo. E cada dia ele tinha que vencer de alguma forma. Era veemente a vida dentro dele. Ele tinha que se bater. Ou era décimo de segundo, que ele diminuía o tempo, ou era a frequência cardíaca que abaixava durante o esforço, ou então a recuperação do esforço que se fazia mais marcante. Ele nunca ultrapassava os seus limites, mas estava sempre como que empurrando constantemente os seus limites, nessa luta incansável nessa pista, aonde ele mesmo falava que já tinha gastado dezenas e dezenas de solado de tênis.
This pair of tennis shoes have done probably, they are only about over 2 months old. Almost finished. A lot of running. I've been doing 12, 15, 20 kilometers a day. not only for my profession is important, but also for my health. It's a responsibility I have even if I am on holiday, that I must keep very much under control, because it will make a difference when I go back to the racing car, to the tracks, and testing or racing. I'll be in a better shape, I'll drive better, I will perform better. I have experienced a lot of pain while I was driving already, many times. I remember the go-kart. I had an accident, a very bad one. Although it looks like I wasn't hurt, I was badly hurt inside, you know, a lot of pain. And I didn't think I could drive the following day when was the event, the race. And once I sat in the go-kart and they push-start me, I realized that going slow, I had all kinds of pains and I couldn't really drive. But then trying a little hard and driving fast, the pain was somewhere else, I don't know where, but somewhere else, not in my body. Even I had 2 accidents during the race itself, where if I was already hurt, it meant it would be really painful. I was so into it that I didn't feel any pain. I even stand out of the go-kart, push start again, jump in it and continue without feeling any pain. So things that you experience and you learn by doing it, how strong your mind can be and what influence can have on your body.
Nós reservávamos esse local mais longe para fazermos nosso trabalho de meditação e relaxamento. Nós colocávamos ele numa toalha e ali fazíamos trabalho de respiração, diafragmáticas, para ele relaxar, se soltar e entrar em meditação, abaixar a frequência cerebral. E lá é que nós fazíamos o trabalho de mentalização e programação mental, se programando para vencedor.
It's an exercise that implicates the 2 sides of you, the body and mind. Once I realized that there was something special in that, I really focus and try to learn about myself, because it's basically learning about yourself, learning about your own limitations, learning about your strengths, your qualities, and trying to make as a whole a smoother person, you know. And I think from it, then you can get a lot of energy. Even if you go through pain sometimes, you can cope with the pain if you are well prepared, if you are well focused. I have won races with a lot of pain, yet I wasn't driving my best. But because you commit yourself to such a level where there is no compromise, you give everything you have, everything, absolutely everything. And sometimes you find even more, because it requires more if you want still to be ahead, if you want to win. Because of the tension and the responsibility during the whole race and with the difficulties, I couldn't really let much emotion go out. I had to really control and be calculate and cool. Although I had lots of things happening in my mind and body, I had to control all the things because I couldn't make a mistake. I was trying so hard to win such a race for so many years, and I was there with a good opportunity. I had some difficulties with the gearbox in the later stage in the race, the last 30 laps. I lost fourth gear, 20-25 laps. And then I had to jump fourth gear all the time. And for that was requiring much more effort in my arms to control the car. And 7 laps from the end, I lost all the gears. I only had 6. It was the only gear I could carry. So it was a tremendous pain by the last few laps. But the desire to win was so big that I kept going. The pain I felt, the stress, the emotions from the people that I could see during the race on the grandstand, the feelings were very intense. Everything was very intense. The pain was harder, but I was just absorbing, and not really reacting to it at that moment. I was just keeping it. And only once I finish, then I kind of let it go in one go, you know, just blow it. Just my shoulders. Vem cá, pai. Vem cá. It was a race full of memories, full of excitement, and it's something that you gotta keep in your mind for the rest of your life, for sure. One of my best moments from my whole career is the first victory in Formula One. Again, Portugal, in the rain, bad conditions. I have done the first pole position of my career and in Formula One, and also the first victory. Together with the first championship, it's one of the best, if not the best moment of my whole career so far.
The build-up to the race itself was not very complicated. We didn't have too many problems. He was quite relaxed, he was at ease, and then we had this terrible weather. And I would have thought that most racing drivers could have been completely phased by having got to the point where the promise might have been aborted by these terrible conditions. And so my lasting memory is that it did not faze him at all. All he wanted to do was to talk about how to set the car up for the wet, how to get the best out of it in the wet, how to get the engine running so that it was as smooth and responsive as it could be in the wet. And he went out there and he just blew everybody else away. It was one of the motor races of all time, not for closeness of competition, exactly the reverse, but anyone who stood there that day and saw him drive away from a field of some of the most fierce competitors that Formula One has seen cannot fail to have been impressed. There's a lovely story which also gives an insight into his character. At one moment, he got it wrong. He hadn't made a mistake the whole race, and he got it wrong. And he was off on the grass, and the car came sort of sideways, and then it squirted back to the tarmac, and with a flick of the steering wheel, it was straight and off down the road. And Jenks went up to him afterwards, and he said, "My God," he said, "that was unbelievable car control. You know, that was really special." And Ayrton said, "Don't you believe it? I just lost it. How it came back, I don't know." And I thought that, if nothing else, that demonstrated the honesty of the guy, and I think that characterized all his career.
Ele foi considerado o rei da chuva, mas poucas pessoas sabem que para ele ter conseguido isso, se tornar tão bom na chuva, além do talento e da capacidade que ele tinha, esse manejo que ele tinha sobre a relação tempo e espaço, ele teve que se esforçar, ele teve que treinar muito para conseguir transformar esse talento numa coisa que ele tinha domínio.
I never forget my first race in the wet with go-kart was a disaster. Just complete joke. I couldn't do any good. And people were going here, going there, passing me, overtaking me, and I couldn't do anything about it. And in the dry I was pretty good. So then on that day I learned that I knew nothing about running the wet.
E ele ficou muito bravo com isso. Ele ficou louco da vida que ele tinha perdido a corrida por causa da chuva. E o que aconteceu foi que cada vez que chovia, cada vez que começava a pingar, ele pegava o kart e ficava treinando até escurecer, até não ter mais luz. E ele treinava debaixo da chuva. Ele chegava molhado em casa, até que ele conseguiu manejar o carro na chuva.
Being wet, it's always a tremendous risk to lose the car control, or somebody lose the car control and you get involved into an accident. But better if you feel in control of what you're doing and in command of the situation, so you dictate the moves and you make things happen instead of waiting for other people making errors or waiting for other people to making moves. I rather, decide the strategy myself if I can and establish my own pace in the race.
Here when we have the Ford engine, and he still won 5 races against cars that had more power and they were more competitive than us. I think that was one of the best years of his life, even if he didn't was world champion, because he really showed the world what he can do. The one that comes to mind to me immediately, without doubt, would be Donington. I think on those first 2 laps, he won the race then and psyched the opposition in a form that they would everybody destroyed. There was no racing anymore. And that was fantastic.
You have to be very sharp all the time to understand the situations as they present to you and not be hesitating. And I was sharp at that occasion, in particular that occasion. And I took all the decisions like that in the right way, with the precise measure, and everything came together. And that was from the green light, basically. I don't know how many times we stopped for tires. I think it's surely the record in any race of pit stops. Driving with slicks in damp and really slippery conditions was tremendous effort, because you just don't get the feeling from the car, and you have to commit yourself to certain corners, and you just can be off. So I had to gamble on this. It paid off, and of course I'm over the moon. Thank you to everyone, and thank you. For you to get to that situation, you have to be well aware that hundreds of people and sometimes thousands of people have contributed. And that is a heavy situation, heavy position to be, a lot of weight on your shoulders. But on the other hand, if you look on the positive side, it's such a pleasant position to be, because it means you're doing it right, you're doing it in a special manner. That's why they offer you all of that. When I win a race, or when I am on pole and establish a quick lap, I try to pass to them the feelings that I'm going through, in order that they can feel part of it. They are part of it, and they must feel part of it. Because the hours that the mechanics, engineers put behind to prepare a racing machine to us, many times going through the night, no holidays through 12 months a year, can only be motivated, can only be justified if they get the thrill, or some of the thrill that I get. The only way I can see is by sharing with them those feelings.
Ayrton foi um herói, foi um ídolo, foi uma pessoa que levantou a autoestima do Brasil. Eu acho que ele respondia a um fluido, a uma energia que partia do país para ele. Era o povo brasileiro, não é nem o Brasil, não é o governante, era esse povo brasileiro que ele respondia com aquela bandeira. E que foi muito importante até para o Brasil, porque esse homem faz aquilo que o brasileiro gosta muito de dizer: o mundo se curva ante o Brasil. É um clichê do Brasil, é um lugar comum que a gente usa. E realmente o mundo se curvava diante do Ayrton Senna. Quer dizer, ele era um homem imbatível, ele era um homem calculista, ele era um homem determinado, ele era um homem ambicioso e ele era principalmente um homem vitorioso. Ou seja, ele era tudo aquilo que a gente queria ser. Ele devolveu essa estima, ele devolveu esse orgulho brasileiro e ele se tornou esse ídolo.
Feliz Natal, Feliz Ano Novo, Feliz 90.
Any sportsman, anybody that is successful, attract people all the time. It's natural that people follow you and like you. You know, the television is showing us all over the world, and that alone makes you popular.
Okay, I like their heads.
No Japão, na entrada do autódromo, ficava uma quantidade, uma multidão de jovens E era tanta gente que a polícia formava um caminho naquela multidão que era justamente para as pessoas poderem passar. Mas aquela multidão era tão grande que aquele canal, aquele caminho que se formava com a polícia, ia estreitando, estreitando, e ele, quando estava no meio daquele canal, a coisa ficava tão estreita e todo mundo querendo tocá-lo, que era uma coisa assim impressionante de ver. Eu ficava curtindo aquele momento de ver aquela multidão e ele feliz de poder estar ali no meio, de poder ver, dividir aquele sentimento com os japoneses. Então, é uma coisa que vai ficar na minha memória para o resto da minha vida. É um sentimento de você poder presenciar aquela troca, não é, intensa de carinho.
No, don't lose them. Keep arms, keep arms, keep arms, keep arms. Keep arms.
Sometimes you want just to be yourself and to be on your own, to concentrate on something, to do something, and the fact that you have all the time this tendency of people following you is like you here, and people are all the time around you, and they get near to you, which is fine. Sometimes they even hit you. You know, they really, literally, sometimes hit you. They go against you, and you feel like an invasion, and you cannot move around. You simply cannot turn around sometimes. You cannot look around because you are just surrounded, and that is not so good sometimes. Success brings that. If you're not successful, you wouldn't have that. So you wouldn't be doing good. You wouldn't be doing right. That's why I say it's part of it. And you have to learn how to cope with these situations.